Hello everyone, I'm back. I have everything in my possession again to be doing some video recording for you once again. Uh, Let me begin today by asking you to turn up the volume on your computer or iPhone or whatever you're listening to this on, because my voice isn't really where I would like it to be quite yet. So today I'm going to tell you what's gone on here in the Anderson household the last 2 weeks. I will talk a little bit about our 3 extra credit options, basically just go do it. And then we'll talk a little bit about the annotated bibliography assignment that will be due on April 3rd of our coming work week. So to begin with, the tail end of our last week of school, so 2 weeks ago now, fully, we had a phone call that my wife's uncle had passed away. So we packed up and headed to Iowa to deal with family obligations and more. While en route to his funeral, we got a call letting me know that my uncle had passed away, a very strange coincidence. So then we stayed and traveled some more without all the things that I would like to have worked on. So I really had wanted to get some of your discussion grades up earlier, but didn't really have access to everything I needed to have. And then, so we went to see my side of the family, and my nieces, bless their hearts, were all sick. And the oldest one has started this new thing where she likes to put her hand in people's mouths. And she's had just been at the doctor the day before. They had her on a zip pack, and every chance she got, she would come up behind me, reach around, and shove her sick little hands into my mouth. And now I sound like this. I'm sure you can see it. I know you can hear it. I've tried to come prepared. I have my prescriptions. I have my amazing tasting cough medication. I have an emergency glass of ice water, and I think I left the inhaler in another room over here. But they've got me fixed up pretty good. And this, strangely, is the best I have sounded in the last 5 days. But here I am. And as has sort of been the theme, or part of the theme this semester, computer-mediated communication allows me to do this. I certainly would not come into a classroom and subject you to this. It's very possible that I'm contagious, that I'm communicating some illness if people were to come around me. And I don't want you to have to sit and try and strain and listen to me for 3 hours in a classroom environment. But we can do this, or it typed up the last thing, and you've become very self-sufficient in the discussion boards, which is fantastic. Moving on. So we had 3 extra credit opportunities that have popped up. If you've not seen them already, they are right here, as you can see in the larger part of the screen, in our news feed. First one is from Michelle Featherston. Michelle's a third-year PhD candidate. Hopefully will be graduating a year. I believe that this study is a lead-up for her dissertation. Second one is from Mike Allen. This one will probably take the longest of the 3. Mike is on-again, off-again head of the communication department. He's the 10th most published person in the communication discipline, so he's a very legit scholar. And then finally, one from Maura Cherney. Maura's a second-year PhD student. She's very interested in pedagogy and online communication. So this particular survey probably will have something to do with what we're doing here. Each of these will be worth 3 classroom points. So your quizzes are worth 15. This is worth 9. If that gives you some perspective. And there may still be 1 or 2 more opportunities that will pop up later this semester. Do take careful note. All of these have finite ends, and I cannot extend that for any reason whatsoever. This is not my study. This is something that people have asked for me to try and bring in participants for. So Maura's study ends on the 4th of April, and after that, it's gone. Mike, his study ends on the 15th of April. After that, it is completely gone. And Michelle's is dead this next Monday. So please get on that as soon as you can, because I don't want you to miss these opportunities. Third, we need to get in and talk about the annotated bibliography assignment. So let's head to the content page. I'm sure you remember that you can find the instructions for the assignment in the syllabus. I have that pulled up right here. And then there is a paper example down here below that is not perfect, so don't completely model your papers after it, but it gives us a start into what we're looking for this assignment. Excuse me. All right, so we go to the syllabus and we scroll down to, I think it's page 6. Yes, page 6, the Annotated Bibliography. And if you would like, pause the video for a moment, pull this up so you can read along with me, take notes at your leisure. The purpose of this assignment is for you to prepare to conduct an in-depth exploration of contemporary research on a topic involving computer-mediated communication. This annotated bibliography will serve as the basis for your final paper later in the semester. So right now you need to decide what you want to do for that final paper, which will require you to scroll down another page and look through the information in the application development paper a little bit. It's not terribly difficult instructions. You just need to know what you want to base your paper on, or have some general idea of where you're headed, because that's going to help you do research in this paper. And if you do this paper right, you're going to make it easier for you to write the last paper. So please pour yourself into this. I wouldn't necessarily say that annotated bibliography papers are difficult to write, but they do have a certain amount of time consumption that goes into them. Because what you do is you go and you read several different articles, and then you write up small descriptions for them, which we'll talk about right here. So, to complete this assignment, you should first select an issue relevant to CMC, Computer-Mediated Communication, examining the list of general topics addressed in the syllabus. That's the list of topics at the end of the syllabus in our schedule. So this week we're in privacy. Previously we've talked about problematic CMC, and we'll be talking about media as a learning tool later in the semester. It's the weekly general topics. Find one that interests you. If there's something on the list that you don't want, like there's something that's not on the list but you really want to cover it, get in touch with me first. Don't surprise me with it. I would very much hate to tell you no after you've done a lot of work on something. So if you want to branch out away from our general topics and delve into something new, simply ask. Send me some rationale as to why you would like to do that. The goal of the review is to get an idea of what is being studied in this general area. Then after you've formalized yourself with the kinds of things that are studied in regard to the general topic, you can be a little bit more specific for your assignment. Assignments should examine research on a relatively specific issue relevant to CMC, and you'll also be applying your research to an example of your choosing. See the application development paper. Alright, my cat is talking over here, but this is the furthest I've made it into being able to record this, so we're going to keep going to see what happens. Hi, Jeff. Come here. Alright, good cat. Okay. Now, the contents of the paper should include this. First, you have to identify your topic and example. And you find the information from the example, just a page down here within the application development paper. And then you can fill out just a little bit. What we're looking for there is just a short paragraph that goes into your final assignment, what you want to be doing with things. Identify 6 peer-reviewed scholarly sources that are relevant to your topic and example. And I'm going to show you where to find those here in just a moment. These are literature reviews, experiments, studies, case studies published in academic journals. It's not textbooks, not books that you picked up from the library. It's not regular articles that people have posted on websites. All right? So they do not include books, editorials, websites, or even conference papers most of the time. If you're unsure, ask me and I can verify it for it. Just send me the article or a link to something that you're worried about. You need to include a full APA citation format, a 1 to 2 page summary, which includes the theories used, the methods, the results, and the conclusions there in the paper. And we've looked at these things as you've been reading your weekly articles. Those are the downloadable articles from our D2L site. These are scholarly articles, and we've talked about the theories. You've incorporated them into what you're doing. These summaries, you can write these in your own words. It's okay to write things like, I will use this in this way, or I feel like this is information that will be pertinent to my topic for the following reasons. But only after you've given us a little bit of a summary of what you're doing. Do understand, and this is probably one of the most important sentences there, you will not receive credit for your summaries if it's simply verbatim words from the article itself. That's just cutting and pasting. It hasn't shown us that you synthesize anything, that you understand anything. All right, and then there's the little grading criteria right there. So not a huge deal on this. I think it's one of the easiest things we can do this semester if you put the time into it. But the best place to look for our academic articles is going to be in the library website. So here's our home page, and then right up here at the top in the middle where it says libraries, a link that you probably clicked on several times, that's where we want to go to. From there, we get to the library homepage, and what I want you to pay attention up here is this search and find drop-down menu right here. Underneath there, you've got all sorts of different places to go. You've got search UWM, or the UW system. You can find books in our system. But probably the most important thing is either databases A through Z or databases by guides and by subject. So A through Z is where we'll start, and actually where we'll end for that matter too. Click on that. I'm surprised it actually didn't make me log in. I may still have to. Just the second one down here, Academic Search Complete, is literally one of my most favorite databases that we have access to here at UWM. And these are provided by your tuition dollars. It costs us a lot of money to have these things. Academic Search Complete has literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of articles for you to go and search through. It's great. So let's click on that. We'll get on in here. It's part of the EBSCO host system, which does a lot of different databases. And basically, we just send out a search topic. So let's say you were interested in impression management. And we're going to get a ton of hits on this. Far too many for you to ever really be able to pull in everything. Yeah, 22,571 hits. We need to be more specific in our search term. Say that your application paper is going to be about dating. So impression management, let's just say dating. We could say relationships, we could say interpersonal communication from there. This drops us down to 15 articles, which is a much more manageable site. Now I want to point you down to some resources here on the left side that are really important. First, just halfway down the page here, source types. If you click on academic journals, now the only articles you have access to look at are academic sources. These are academic journal sources, and these are all things that could work for your annotated bibliography assignment. We should have some recency to it. You can see just above source types where it says limit to that you can change publication dates. Well, I think we need to probably have stuff within like the last 10 years. Drops us down to 11 different articles to look at. Any of these that say get it means that you don't have direct access to the article. But this one perhaps says consequences of secondary collaborations on divergence time estimates, which sounds interesting, but I don't know if it's going to be the right thing. There's a full text for that. Oh, the digital quest for love, role of relationship status and self-preservation on social networking sites. This sounds perfect. We click on this guy, and this is going to give us an abstract. And over here on the left side of the screen, which I think is the right side of where you're looking, is a full PDF that you can download and look at. And then a number of tools exist over here under this thing called tools. Amazing, right? You can do a direct print, you can email to this to yourself, you can save it to your hard drive, and if you want to use this for sure, click on this Cite button here, and it's going to give you everything you need for your APA citation format right here that you can simply copy and cut into your annotated bibliography to start that particular article. So it doesn't get much easier than that. Not all the databases are going to give you these same options. They're all a little bit different, but I really do recommend you look into Academic Search Complete. It's very intuitive, it's very search friendly, it's fairly simple all around. Now, lost my train of thought, but I think I'm just about done here anyways. If you have further questions, please feel free to email me. I'm happy to chat with Skype if you're okay with me sounding like this the next couple of days, but hopefully by the time we get around to talking, I'll be in much better shape. don't forget to get to that extra credit stuff. I mean, the one with the Monday deadline, it's come up really fast, and I don't want you to miss those points. Anyways, thank you for your patience, folks, and I look forward to reading your papers here in a week and a half.